Meet Jed, the creator behind the YouTube channel Safety Third, where he shares his passion for travel and adventure, whether it's daring overnight stays in abandoned buildings or challenging hikes through rugged landscapes. In this video, posted on December 31st, 2024, Jed sets out on an overnight hiking expedition deep within the Daniel Boone National Forest in eastern Kentucky. His mission? To reach a set of old, abandoned mines hidden far off the beaten path. Completely cut off from civilization, he starts his journey full of excitement and well prepared for the demanding trek, eager to uncover the secrets of these forgotten places. But what began as an intriguing scouting trip would soon unravel into one of the strangest and most unsettling explorations he's ever undertaken.
Okay, so this thing's gonna take us straight off into the valley here, like wilderness. This place is really cool, actually. Really strange terrain. Just heard something big over that way. It was big. Could have been a tree rolling down the hill, maybe just happened to collapse. I don't know. Haven't anything else though, so it's probably a tree. It was big though, made a lot of racket. Something's knocking wood up there, I don't know, that's weird. What is that, man? It seems like, maybe it's a squirrel cracking a nut or something.
Jed takes a moment to appreciate the stunning wilderness around him. But then, out of nowhere, strange, unsettling sounds ripple through the forest. They trigger an uneasy feeling deep inside, but he quickly dismisses it, chalking it up to the ordinary noises of nature. Determined to keep going, he pushes forward, now more alert and cautious than before, every step shadowed by a heightened sense of awareness.
Not easy to climb, man. It slides a lot. We're seeing everything but mines that we can go in. Freaking minecart rail. Okay, we got one marker over here. I'm gonna diverge a little bit. Thought I heard something weird. I don't know. Okay, so definitely here. Look, very old man-made stone wall, bridge abutment. Looks like both sides of the creek there. God, that is old.
After hours of trekking through the dense forest, Jed finally reaches the area he's been searching for. Aside from the odd noises that unsettled him earlier, everything appears normal. Completely focused on his goal, his excitement over discovering the mines easily outweighs any lingering sense of unease.
It's a guide wire loop holder thing, stake, some kind of pipe. The gate thing, man, I don't really like that at all. I don't like that. Not even a little bit. How is this even in there? Is it bolted? Oh, it's welded and then they bolted into the rock. Right there, that's it.
When Jed reaches the first mine, he's disappointed to find it sealed off by sturdy bars blocking any chance of entry. Still, his determination doesn't waver. He pushes on, hopeful that another mine deeper in the forest might be accessible. But as he nears the next abandoned site, things begin to take an unexpectedly eerie turn.
Oh, look, there's another one with a gate. We're shining a light in anyway. See what we're missing. It looks like we're missing a good one. Good grief, y'all. Yep, we're missing a real good one. Look at that. I don't think these are like very old at all. That's a pretty high coal seam too. And it's dry. the freak?
Suddenly, as Jed peers into yet another barred-off mine, a sharp, brief, almost human-like scream shatters the quiet, echoing through the trees and sending a cold shiver racing down his spine. Startled, Jed spins around and calls out several times, but is met only with silence. A creeping unease settles over him as questions swirl in his mind. He's deep in the wilderness, miles from civilization, and hasn't seen a single soul during his entire hike, aside from the unsettling sounds that haunted him earlier.
That was weird. We got bars on mines, we got people screaming, hooting and hollering. Just my luck, whatever.
Trying to push past the unease, Jed continues his exploration, but the feeling doesn't fade. The strange sounds, paired with the oppressive silence of the forest, leave him with a chilling sense that he's being watched. Weighing his options, Jed ultimately decides against spending the night out here. The combination of those eerie noises along his hike, the barred-off mines, and that haunting scream convinces him that it's wiser to prioritize safety. He cautiously makes his way back through the woods, the unexplainable sounds still echoing in his mind. Each step feels heavier than the last, but at last he reaches his car, thankfully without any further encounters. When Jed shared the experience on his channel, viewers flooded the comments with their own theories about the mysterious sounds, with some even recounting personal stories of similar eerie encounters in these same woods. The trip left both Jed and his audience with more questions than answers, adding yet another chapter to the secrets hidden within the Daniel Boone National Forest. Sometimes it's the unknown that stays with you the longest, and he's far from the only one who's ventured into the forest seeking peace, only to leave with a lingering sense of dread. Because in our final story, another man steps into a woodland with a haunting reputation all its own. Meet Eleanor, the creative force behind the YouTube channel Eleanor Grace Adventures. Through her videos, she shares a genuine love for the outdoors, capturing everything from wild camping experiences to peaceful escapes in nature. With a laid-back vlogging style and a flair for spontaneity, Eleanor invites her audience to join her on journeys that embrace both beauty and unpredictability. But during one seemingly tranquil camping trip, she would face an experience that tested her nerves and served as a haunting reminder of the forest's more mysterious side. It was late last year when Eleanor ventured into a remote forest in Devon, ready for a solo wild camping adventure. Having recently shifted her channel's focus more fully to outdoor content, she was excited to settle into her compact two-man tent, a setup she knew well, despite past challenges involving damp conditions and even the surprise appearance of a cockroach. The expansive forest clearing offered a welcome sense of privacy, giving her the rare opportunity to unwind and fully immerse herself in the quiet solitude of nature.
This looks like the perfect spot. I just wanted to bring my tent down before I bring the rest of everything that I normally bring, which you guys know is a lot. I couldn't think of anywhere better to camp tonight than right in the middle of the forest. Like the last time I put this tent up, I had a bit of a mishap. I'm guessing it's going to be a little bit damp inside. But then again, when do I not have a mishap? I was also joined by a cockroach the last time I used this tent, so hello everyone and welcome to my tiny tent. My tiny tent, two-man tent, barely fits one person. And welcome back to the newly named Eleanor Grace Adventures channel. I did change the name, Eleanor Grace Diaries. Well, it didn't really make sense. So I thought that I would start off the newer videos on this channel by coming camping, something that I haven't done on here in a very, very long time. I'm in a forest in the middle of Devon. We're in a campsite at the moment, a very large campsite in the forest where the pitches are very far apart. I mean, this is just one pitchlet.
As dusk settled over the forest, Eleanor found herself battling the elements, struggling to keep her campfire alive, while her torch began to flicker ominously low. What had once felt like peaceful solitude slowly gave way to something more unsettling. The air turned colder, and an uneasy stillness crept in. Later that night, needing to find the toilet, she stepped out into the pitch-black woods, completely alone and quickly disoriented in the darkness.
This is my last attempt of the evening. Yeah. There we go, that's better. After the 20th attempt of trying to keep my fire lit tonight, it's finally out again. The torch is dying as well, which is really, really great, isn't it? Let me just charge this up. Yeah, trying to find the toilet in the middle of a big forest. It's very dark.
Disoriented in the darkness and fumbling for her bearings, Eleanor was suddenly stopped cold by a sharp, distinct sound that cut through the silence. A noise so chilling and unexplained, it sent a surge of fear through her. Frozen in place, she strained to make sense of it. But with no clear source and no time to waste, she pushed forward, eventually locating the campsite's amenities. Her return to the tent was swift and anxious, every step shadowed by the lingering tension. Even back inside, her heart pounded, unsettled by the mystery that still echoed in her mind.
Stitch, where are you, mate? Hello? Oh, God. I found it. Don't look too excited. I've still got to find my way back, yeah.
Back at her tent, the eerie image of the open door, paired with the earlier unexplained sound, made it nearly impossible for Eleanor to relax, let alone sleep. As the night wore on, things went from unsettling to outright miserable. A torrential downpour, paired with relentless winds, pummeled the tent, pushing her gear to its limits. Some belongings were soaked, and her once cozy shelter now felt like a battle zone. By morning, the toll was clear. Her back ached from the damp ground, and the thought of enduring another night in the rain-drenched tent was simply unbearable.
Guys, it is absolutely creepy as hell with this door open. I haven't experienced weather in the tent like this yet. It is hammering tonight, like crazy amount. Okay, oh my God, my equipment inside is getting soaked. I got too curious. I'm awake! If I thought my back wasn't bad already, it's bad. It feels like both this bit here, whatever the hell that is that your rhomboid or whatever, and my shoulder blades and everything is really, really sore.
With her gear soaked and her body aching, Eleanor ultimately made the call to abandon the tent for the night, seeking refuge in the relative comfort of her car. What began as a peaceful solo retreat had quickly unraveled into a night marked by unease and exhaustion. From the chilling sound in the darkness to the relentless storm that battered her camp. But what was that sound? An animal? A person? Or something far more unsettling? Hidden deep within the shadows of the forest. The true source remains a mystery, one that lingers in the back of the mind long after the night has ended. Though Eleanor came to no physical harm, the experience was a sobering reminder that even the calmest landscapes can conceal eerie surprises. Her quick decision to prioritize safety brought the ordeal to an end, but it's safe to say this particular forest campsite won't be hosting her tent again anytime soon. Meet Dan's Van Life, a channel where Dan documents his adventures living on the road alongside his loyal dog, Cassie. Most of the time, it's a celebration of freedom, nature, and life's simple pleasures. But as this video from August 3rd, 2023 reveals, van life isn't always as carefree as it appears. In this episode, Dan was traveling through Colorado, soaking in the breathtaking landscapes. The day unfolded like any other, until evening came and he ventured deeper into the wilderness, searching for a peaceful, secluded spot to park his van for the night. It was a hard impact, and he was taken to the hospital by ambulance. But remarkably, his injuries weren't critical. This was a true near-death experience, a sobering reminder of what it feels like to have absolutely no control, completely at the mercy of fate. After being thoroughly checked out, he was able to continue his camping trip, grateful to be alive, though likely in no hurry to attempt a jump like that again. That base jump stood as a stark lesson in how quickly thrill can tip into tragedy, and just how razor-thin that line truly is. But while he walked away shaken yet safe, he wasn't the only one to stare down real danger. Because for a group of unsuspecting ferry passengers in Germany, what began as a peaceful outing soon descended into chaos.
So now I decide whether I'm just gonna camp at this parking lot right here or if I'm gonna drive further into the forest and look for a real campsite. It's tough because it's the weekend right now, so there's a very good chance that I won't find a campsite open. Here's the next camp spot. Oh, no one's here. All right, just scoped out our spot, and it is looking like it's a weird spot. I think I'm just gonna land it right there. I could get all the way up in between those trees, but it's gonna be more unlevel. So I think we're just gonna land it right at the entrance there, and nobody will think that they're gonna be pulling into the campsite either.
Satisfied with the spot, Dan parks his van and starts to settle in for the night. After sharing a simple meal with Cassie, he decides to take a short stroll into the forest to get a better feel for the place he's chosen to camp. But not long into his walk, something unexpected shatters the tranquility.
Decided we're gonna do a little after dinner walk, take a walk up this road, see if maybe there's a better viewpoint of the mountain behind me, and just check it out. Kind of cool right off the bat. It's like horse poop. There's either a moose or a horse right outside of the van right now. And he just made a scary noise. Or a bear. Holy shit. There's a bear right outside the van. Hey, bear. He's huge. He's huge. If I wouldn't have said something, he was gonna go in the van. If I wouldn't have hollered, hey bear, he was about to walk his way right into the van. Stay. Cassie, sit, sit. What are the odds of that the second I walk away, what are the odds that the second I walk away from a van, a bear just comes strolling in? What are the odds, dude? I could have stepped out the door right into his face.
You have to admire how calmly and thoughtfully Dan handled the situation. Thankfully, he was close enough to spot the bear before it wandered too near, and lucky that it seemed more curious than threatening. Even more fortunate was the fact that Cassie happened to be on her leash at that exact moment. Had she not been, the story could have ended very differently, and far more dangerously. Dan wisely decided to spend the rest of the night inside his van, watching a movie and letting the adrenaline gradually subside. The once tranquil forest around him no longer felt quite so predictable. It was a striking reminder that no matter how stunning or remote a place may be, nature ultimately calls the shots. What about you? Would you have stayed calm like Dan, or packed up and left on the spot? Dan's close call is proof that even the most peaceful settings can shift in an instant. And he's not the only one to learn that firsthand, because for one family on a quiet mountain retreat, a night under the stars would soon turn just as unsettling. This is the I.B. Perrine Bridge, soaring 486 feet above the Snake River in southern Idaho, just north of Twin Falls. Renowned as a magnet for base jumpers, it draws thrill seekers from across the globe. But as you might imagine, leaping from such heights carries immense risks. On August 23, 2013, Aidan Sargent shared footage capturing a man who, while on an adventurous camping trip in the area, chose to jump from the bridge with a parachute. What was meant to be an electrifying, heart-pounding experience, however, went tragically wrong. As you can see, one of the two who leaped from the bridge encountered a terrifying problem. His parachute failed to deploy correctly. It's the kind of nightmare scenario you hope never becomes reality during a jump like this. You can see him veer dangerously toward the riverbank as he plummets, raising the terrifying possibility of crashing into the rocks instead of hitting the water. Fortunately, he landed just in time, splashing into the river rather than onto the unforgiving edge. It was a hard impact, and he was taken to the hospital by ambulance, but remarkably, his injuries weren't critical. This was a true near-death experience, a sobering reminder of what it feels like to have absolutely no control, completely at the mercy of fate. After being thoroughly checked out, he was able to continue his camping trip, grateful to be alive, though likely in no hurry to attempt a jump like that again. That base jump stood as a stark lesson in how quickly thrill can tip into tragedy, and just how razor-thin that line truly is. But while he walked away shaken yet safe, he wasn't the only one to stare down real danger. Because, for a group of unsuspecting ferry passengers in Germany, what began as a peaceful outing soon descended into chaos. Adam is an adventurer with a passion for uncovering the world's most eerie and awe-inspiring locations, all captured on his YouTube channel, Adam Mark Explores. From forgotten water parks to crumbling mansions shrouded in ghost stories, Adam seeks out places steeped in history and mystery. In this video, he ventures into one of the UK's most infamous and allegedly haunted homes, 30 East Drive. The house gained notoriety after the Pritchard family, former residents, reported years of terrifying events. Many focused on their daughter, Diane. Since their departure in the 1970s, the house has stood empty, but far from silent. On January 22, 2024, Adam chose to spend the night there to see if the legends held true. What began as a standard investigation quickly spiraled into something far more disturbing than he expected.
Okay, explorers, so we have finally made it. We are here at 30 East Drive. I don't know if this place has ever been investigated solo before. This could be a first, but we are going to give it our best try. Hopefully, being on my own, it will give us the best results. This house is one of the most famous, most well-known and most active houses in the whole of the UK. We do have a full list of history. We do have the full list of 288 different incidents that have all been recorded, caught and witnessed. This place is absolutely insane. Going off first vibes, I feel like this is going to be such an insane night. You can touch this piano. You can touch the green light. I've got some more equipment you could touch.
Between.
Okay guys, so we have REM pod in the hallway. We have the K2 on the rocking chair. We have cat balls all around on the mantle, sofa and Joe's chair. And we also have the music box in the kitchen, in the dining room, and we have torches just in case they want to play some old school tricks with the torches. So we're going to turn that on now. Going to turn the spirit talker on. That's just settling down, but I just heard something move in the kitchen. Do have the wide angle camera there, hopefully it should pick it up.
Although Adam arrived ready for whatever the night might hold, The atmosphere inside the house was immediately unsettling. From the moment he crossed the threshold, a strange tension hung in the air, an unshakable feeling that something wasn't right. And it didn't take long for that instinct to be confirmed.
Okay, guys. Okay. Hallway. Yo. Stairs. Come on now. Don't be going shy on me. Can you move any of the equipment now? Or you're a bambaclat? There was a knock in the hallway, and then it sounded like one of the steps on the stairs. I'm thinking maybe have they gone upstairs? Because none of this equipment is doing nothing now. And the voices have gone pretty quiet. So I'm thinking maybe head up there. See if we can get anything.
There was something undeniably heavy about the atmosphere inside the house, and Adam felt it. He spoke of a strong impression that whatever presence remained had shifted upstairs. Without hesitation, he decided to follow.
But I just heard something come from one of the bedrooms. If there's anyone up there, do that again. Make that noise again. Come from? Where did that noise come from? It was quite clear as well.
Throughout the rest of the night, Adam focused his attention on the upper floor, using his gear to try and make contact. He received several responses, though most were cryptic and hard to interpret, only deepening the mystery and stirring more questions. So, what do you think? Was there truly something paranormal within one of the UK's most infamous haunted homes? Or were the strange sounds simply echoes of age and decay? That part is up to you. What's certain is that Adam left 30 East Drive with more questions than answers, and an experience he won't soon forget. But not all unsettling encounters unfold in haunted mansions. Sometimes the unexplained turns up where you least expect it, like just next door.
Meet Gabe and Riley, the fearless duo behind the YouTube channel Weekend Mish. Known for their daring adventures, wild camping escapades, and jaw-dropping landscapes, their mission is simple: inspire others to step outside and live boldly. Their videos usually radiate energy and excitement, lighthearted, unforgettable, and full of life. But as every seasoned adventurer knows, nature doesn't always follow the script. In this particular episode, the tone takes a sharp and serious turn. It's April 2nd, 2025. Gabe and Riley, along with Gabe's brother Finn and a friend, also named Finn, are deep into a 12 to 14-day trek across the breathtaking yet treacherous Southern Alps of New Zealand. Spirits are soaring. The scenery is almost unreal. For 8 days, they've hiked through remote trails, encountered stunning wildlife, and camped in places that most can only dream of. Day 9 begins like the others. Clear skies, high hopes. But nature is a master of the unexpected. What starts as another perfect day in paradise is about to become one of their most perilous challenges yet.
I would rather that over Shimmy, so yes.
Just before we leave, the boys are having a wash, and the tarn next to camp conveniently is big enough to fully swim in.
We're about a 4.5 hour push to our next campsite, which isn't too bad, but we do have a bit of vert in there and a cool mountain pass.
We're about to get really high and probably do the most significant mountain pass of the trip, and then we're into some awesome bloody hunting country this evening. First though, we have to descend down here, which is very steep.
You
may not look it,
but
that is a cliff.
There's a big cliff. Finn is now climbing down a vertical cliff.
I love it. You'll be right, mate. Nice. So what lays ahead is completely unknown to us. Unfortunately, we can only see maybe about 25 meters up, which is making this a lot more challenging. Hopefully with the right kit and the right attitude, we can get up the top.
And this is for our mums watching. Skip this part. You're not going to want to watch this part.
Sorry, Mum.
This is our route in between these two mega death walls.
So Finn, my brother's just climbed up there and given us a wee call that he reckons this route is a go.
Now, things were about to get real. The terrain turned unforgiving. Steep drops, crumbling rock, and narrow paths where a single misstep could mean disaster. Every move demanded focus, every step deliberate. Yet, as you'll see, the group stayed composed, their energy high. This was, after all, why they came, to test their limits, to chase that rush found only in the unknown. Still, this was the moment everything shifted. And let's be honest, this wouldn't end up on Creepy Vids if everything had gone according to plan.
Oh, there was a sack. I saw one.
Sack?
Yep. Yeah, just nothing like it. We've kind of got through a couple of the steeper sections in the bottom. Now it's not bad through the middle here, and we suspect it gets much worse at the top. We still need to get way up in there. Do you want me to grab your pole?
It's a huge jug. The whole rock climbing skills coming back. Woo. Nice. As we descent is not technical, but high risk. You go down there. Bye-bye.
If that doesn't get the tootsies tingling, I don't know what does.
We're just coming to the last bit of the climb now. It's looking pretty gnarly, but good. Get up here for once in a while because I do not want to be looking at this drop anymore.
Serious sense of accomplishment. Pretty cool knowing that potentially no one we know and no one we've heard of has done this pass, and to take it off on a hunt's pretty awesome. So
That's the drop, and I did it on Mondays again. Oh yeah, baby. Woo. Well, we're over the pass and all our clag is starting to clear up and we're getting to see some pretty epic views, you know. This stuff is just unreal country to be in. So happy to be here. You're going to get cheese grated to end up in that lake.
you can see Finn is here. Yup! Yup! You can see Finn is here. We're needing to get up here. Currently, we don't think we need to set up a lead climb. However, that may change. We've come from up there earlier. We're certainly not going that way. But we are going that way. Oh, that way. All right, guys, so what's happened here is a really, really valuable lesson for all. Brad?
It sucks. We've just gone to do this climb before dark. And I've just pulled a big rock in my leg and there's I'm sorry, I'm in a lot of pain. There's a very big cut in my leg.
You'll be right, mate.
You can show it if you'd like.
So our lives are not in danger, but it's a bad wound, and that's just the reality of the situation. So yeah, I suppose we'll.
This fucking sucks.
Yeah, this sucks.
There's a photo of this wound we can show you later, but this is brutal. Oh my man. What's the?
Good on you, mate. Right, so there's been a rock fall up here and Riley's gone down. And for those of you who ever might find yourself in this position, and those of you who definitely don't want to be in this position, we're going to do our best to document this entire process. So what we've done here is Finn's called emergency services. We've pulled our EPIRB and both inReaches, and we've also texted our close family. We're going to let them know that Riley's going to be okay in terms of his leg health and his physical health.
That's when everything changed. Riley suffered a serious injury, bad enough that walking was no longer an option. Deep in the rugged heart of New Zealand's Southern Alps, the group knew they were out of time and options. They sent out an emergency call, dropping their coordinates and praying a rescue chopper could reach them. But with towering peaks all around, civilization miles away, and the light fading fast, all they could do was wait, and hope help would come in time.
Pretty urgent pickup because there is absolutely no way we're going to be able to walk out of here. Yeah, we've got Finn currently scoping out a campsite down there. We don't want to push up to this ridge. We know we can do it, but there's a few unknowns about it, so ideally we can camp down below us. It's 1 hour since the accident. We have successfully contacted all emergency services and family. How are you going, mate?
I'm going good. Pain was pretty high, but very bearable. Quite comfy here. Got my warm wears on. But yeah, hopefully the chopper can come tonight. Otherwise, it's going to be a sucky night sleeping in the tent tonight. But that'll be sweet as. All good.
So we've just had word that the helicopter may be inbound in 30 minutes, and otherwise it's going to be we're all staying here tonight. Now, with these rescue services, it's often the person who's gone down is going to go out, and the remaining parties need to continue on their original route out of there. So that is the most likely outcome of this. However, if it is easy for emergency services, we may end up getting out of here in a helicopter as well. Otherwise, we'll continue our walk out. But yeah, how are you going now?
Mate, I'm good. The boys have been helping me. I'm bloody stoked. I'm glad it didn't snap my leg. I felt my bone bend, which isn't a great thing to feel.
We've got a tourniquet, we've got a bit of a strip covering the wound there, and it's a beautiful location out here actually, Raz.
It's a bloody stunning location, mate. I'm stoked. Stoked to be here.
Good on you, big fella.
So the boys are doing loads from the site of the accident, which is up where that headlight is, and
staying here communicating with Riley, seeing how he's going.
Going good.
Right now the request is for a puffer
To warm up these legs.
We can't point our headlights straight up at the helicopter, otherwise that'll kind of interfere with their business. So we're just waiting to be found now, and hopefully we get home safe.
It is.
Right. This is about an hour and a half after injury, and we've had an incredibly fast emergency response. Riley's doing okay, and he's going to get out of here tonight. The rest of us are going to have to stay in, and we're going to walk out of here, which is all good. It's time to get Raz out of here. To land at the moment. We're really hoping that the plateau we're on is flat enough to get Riley out of here. Holy shit, boys. And spicy. 3 remain. How spicy.
Oh. This was the kind of experience you only live once, and one the boys will never forget. Thankfully, Riley was airlifted to safety and received the medical care he urgently needed. The next day, After heavy hearts and long conversations, the rest of the team made the tough call to press on, continuing the expedition they'd all trained so hard for. That harrowing moment served as a stark reminder: in the wild, survival hinges on preparation, teamwork, and the right gear. Multiple emergency beacons, sharp judgment, like avoiding an unfamiliar ridge, and staying calm under pressure made all the difference. Riley was kept safe, well-fed, and in good spirits until help arrived. The wilderness doesn't always give warnings, but when it tests you, it tests everything, and this group rose to meet it. If you thought this part was intense, brace yourself, because things are about to get even darker. Some forests inspire awe, while others leave you with questions that linger forever. If any of these encounters sent a chill down your spine, share your thoughts in the comments. And remember to like and subscribe for more horror content from Shadows of the Wild. Until next time, stay safe out there, because you never truly know what's waiting in the woods. That's all we have for today. Stay tuned for more.